owner, I got to build my team in two ways. I got to, when you play the whole season, the batters are hitting against good pitching, bad pitching, mediocre pitching, this kind of pitching. When you get into the playoffs, you're tuned up to play, and you're playing against the finest pitchers of the game. You got to be ready to play playoff baseball. Just like football, when you got into the playoffs, you got one chance to move on to the next round. You got to be ready and be prepared. And when you say the better teams are there, obviously the teams that have the best lineup or prepare the best for it are the ones that move forward. Look at these Kansas City Royals. This is my team.
What's your point, though?
My point is that you get these guys that win the most games in the leagues, the Washington Nationals and the National, the Los Angeles Angels, the American, and they fold. Like 3 straight for the Angels, and they. You can say they had some pitching problems or whatever, but, they got to rise above it. They got a 5-game series. They got to win 3 out of 5. They better be ready to go. You better be ready to pitch complete games.
That's a given. That's in every walk of life in any business.
But it doesn't happen in a lot of them. That's why the people lose.
Well, that's right. That's exactly right. But we got a guest coming up here in the next segment, Ron Cey, Dodger third baseman. You remember him, don't you?
I love Ronnie Cey. I love the Penguin. Played with the Dodgers.
Played from the Dodgers.
Played for Oakland, too.
From
played
71 to 82 with the Dodgers, and Cubs 83 to 86, A's in 1987. But he's going to be with us. We're going to talk to Ron about a lot of stuff. And I want to centralize it, not in going back and talking about, if the Dodgers had ran Puig and at second base. And I don't want to talk about those things. And recap that type of stuff. I just want to talk a little bit about how he sees the sport and what's going on today in today's Major League Baseball with players, and certainly what goes on with and this is one of my pet peeves.
Yeah, what bothers you
is where is, in this instance, the Dodgers, where is their pitching philosophy? How do we know that there's a philosophy? What is that philosophy? It used to be, years ago that these pitchers would live on the outside part of the plate. That's how they got their
command
championships.
of the ball, moving it in and out of the plate, up and down, that sort of thing.
But so what I'm saying is that there's a couple of elements to the game that I think unlock everything for people. And I want to get into that with Ron when we come back. And there's a lot to discuss here. Baseball's over with for us here. For us in LA, it is.
Well, yeah, but we're a national show, so it continues.
Yeah, well, of course, but for here in L.A., I'm in Los Angeles. I don't know where you are.
You had like 4 California teams, Oakland, San Francisco.
Yeah, I know that.
And now there's 1 left.
Yeah, I know. That's fine. But it's ostensibly over. Ask all the Dodger fans if the baseball season's over with, and they'll say yes, it is. But so anyway, when we get back, I want to talk with Ron Cey. So whatever you do, don't go away. We'll be right back.
But there's some personal appearances still coming up at some appliance stores, so the season will still go on for me.
Perfect.
That's good. We continue straight ahead. It's the PM Show Weekend Edition on CRN.
Hi, folks. Fred Dreyer for Regenix. Like so many people today, I was losing my hair. I was literally watching it fall out, jumping right off the top of my head. So I said, that's it, enough. I called Regenix. When they introduced me to their patented hair analysis program, I immediately saw why I was losing my hair. Through their microscopic examination, I saw gray, sickly scalp. The hair follicles themselves were caked and clogged with the dirty, oily sludge. I was so relieved. Finally, there was hope. So now as I approach my 8th year on the Regenix program, my scalp is pink and clean and my hair is growing back. That's right, it's growing back. It makes so much sense. Don't wait. Call Regenix right now. Go to the phone and put an end to your worries. Start by calling 1-800-REGENIX. That's 1-800-REGENIX. Or go to Regenix.com.
Standing here regarding the third baseline. My job ain't first, but it ain't far behind. Every now and then I make a good tag. Playing the third base bag. In the springtime, I've got plenty of spring. And when the summertime comes, I'll still be doing my thing. And if the fall wind is blowing, I dodge a pennant flag. I'm playing the third base bag.
One of my favorite all-time hits from my personal collection here.
That's from an album, isn't it?
Well, this is Ron Cey singing, and one of the great singers of our time, especially as a sports personality, singing the song here on the weekend edition of the PM Show with the one and only Fred Dreyer.
Thanks so very much. That is Ron Say singing, and with us is Ron Say. Ron, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, and that's one of my favorite songs.
Was that the top cut of the album? I know there's an album.
There's a flip side to it. I don't know. You kind of have to pick.
Well, you got third base, you got second base. You got 9 songs on there. That's the way I see it.
I think there's only a flip side.
Yeah, just a flip side. We'll flip it around. We have it, by the way, Ron, on a standard 45 RPM. I just want to tell you, it's actually
You're one of
waxed.
the 30 original people that have one.
That's it. We have it in our library here.
Hey, Ron, were you in St. Louis?
I was not.
He was
Good.
not. No.
Good. Stay out of there.
So everything that transpired, you saw through television.
I did.
Yeah. What's the overview of not only the series here, but what's the overview of the season? What do you pull out of this?
First of all, it ended on a disappointing note. So, it's only been a day. Everybody's still kind of rehashing what took place, but overall, it's a successful year. It's certainly a step back in the right direction. The last 2 years we've won our divisional titles, but we've fallen short to the Cardinals in each of the next stops in the playoffs, and that's a big roadblock. We're not quite as far along as I think that I had hoped. I felt it was fair this year to believe that the destiny was the World Series, and we didn't make it. So we've got room for improvement.
What do you think? Is it the Cardinals or is it the Dodgers that seem to? Do you think that the Dodgers would have behaved this way if it had been any other team? Or was it the Cardinals that brought all this?
I think it's a little of both. This hasn't been an obstacle now that I think is a greater obstacle because it's the same person that you get at this point in time during a season to move on to the next step, and you haven't been able to buy them. Mm-hmm. And I think that is a problematic area because the only time that you can rid yourself of that issue is to have it happen again. During the regular season, everything's gone fine. We get to the playoffs, and funny things happen. The data statistical stuff is really pretty phenomenal about what took place in these 4 games. If you look at the first 6 innings of the game, the Dodgers are in charge, completely dominating the pitching, and then we lose 3 of these 4 games after the 7th inning, which we didn't do too much of during the course of the regular season. Mm-hmm. The Cardinals are not an elite offensive baseball team. From a number of runs scored to home runs, and yet you saw them hit 2 home runs off of Kershaw, 2 other home runs off of other left-handed pitching. I'm not so sure, and I don't believe this to be much of a stretch, that how many home runs did the Cardinals hit off of left-handed pitching all year? What were the odds on that? But it took place, and it happened, so you got to give them a lot of credit. They battled through the entire series, but it's pretty incredible. Kershaw, I believe, when he entered the 7th inning with a 2 to 4 run lead or something like that, he was 68-0, and then he loses 3 games all season, and then he loses 2 within a span of 4 or 5 days.
Ron Say is with us. Ron, this is Mike Horn. You've been there. You've been in the regular season, in the playoffs, and played extraordinarily well. I say it's 2 separate seasons. You got a 5-game series where you got to win 3 out of 5 games. All bets are off. You can do the stats from the regular season, but preparation-wise, that team has to be ready to win, and that's why you can watch the Royals mow down the competition. You can see the Cardinals, as you say, maybe not the run production come through and just get the key home runs. What is it? What's the difference there mentally or whatever in this game that makes that difference when you get into the playoffs?
Well, it's a short series. Just like you saw the decisions that were made during the short series, a 5-game series as opposed to a 7. We had to bring Clayton Kershaw back a day early. He pitched great. He gave up 1 hit through 6 innings. He made 1 mistake, a hanging breaking ball. I don't think, according to the paper, that anyone had hit a home run off a screwball all year long. He's only given up 2 home runs to left-handed pitching all year. It's actually mind-boggling to think of the possibilities when you look at the guy who hit the home run, Adams, who had a good year, but against left-handed pitching is not a guy that you're probably going to have in your lineup. But guess what happens? He got stung twice. But our bullpen didn't hold up very well during this period of time as well. And we certainly did not hit in the clutch like I had hoped we could have.
They pitched very well when they had to. The Dodgers missed a lot of pitches. There was a couple of home run balls there given for Matt Kemp to hit out, and he fouled them off. There was a couple of pitches there that I saw that were usually Hanley Ramirez would have put in the right field seats. I think Dodgers, for the most part, missed a lot of pitches that were left over the plate for them, and Cardinals hit those pitches. And when in L.A. here, that game that Kershaw gave up those runs in the seventh. Let me get into this aspect of it. If you're a catcher and your pitcher suddenly opens up the seventh inning by giving up 3 straight hits by throwing fastballs over the plate, don't you go out to the pitching mound to talk to him?
Well, look, I'm not going to. I don't know if I can get into it right there. I mean, A.J. Ellis knows his pitching staff. You have to trust Clayton. You have to let him work out of his jams. He is our best pitcher. He is probably the best pitcher in baseball. And he was running into a hot spot right there. And trust me, I don't ever remember anything happening like that. And when Donnie went out and asked him how he was feeling, can he get through this? He said that he was ready to go, and Matt Carpenter had a great at-bat against him. Matt Carpenter had a great series. Mm-hmm. Matt Carpenter doubled and homered in the first 3 games of the series. Hot hitter, hitting in precisely the right time, having a great at-bat spells trouble. And it did. And the Cardinals have been Clayton's nemesis, and it is I'm sure right now, a real sore spot with, how he gets beyond this, because he can have another great season like he did, and the only time that he's going to be able to address the issue that is probably bothering the most right now,
it's in the playoffs,
is to play the Cardinals again in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, Ron Say is with us, Dodger great baseball legend. It's the PM Show Weekend Edition with the one and only Fred Dreyer. We continue straight ahead. Email Fred incoming at crntalk.com.
If you want to get ahead financially, you've got to do anything you can to save money. But if you're hit with an unexpected car repair bill, you could be facing thousands in expenses. Not anymore. If you own a car, truck, or SUV with less than 150,000 miles, you could stop paying for repairs ever again. I repeat, you may not even pay a penny to have your car repaired ever. Call now to see if you qualify. 1-800-976-7960. You must have a car, truck, or SUV with less than 150,000 miles, and all repair bills can cost you nothing, not even 1 penny. Call now to get your car protected before you're hit with another repair bill. Transmissions cost $2,500. Simple onboard computers, $1,800. But for you, they can cost nothing. Call now to get your car protected. The first 50 callers get free roadside assistance with their total protection. Call now, 1-800-976-7960. That's 1-800-976-7960. 1-800-976-7960.
Are you married? Do you and your husband both have term life insurance? If you both don't, you should. You have a lot to protect. Call now, get a free quote for your husband, and while you're at it, get a quote for yourself too. Because you both need term life insurance. Call now. 800-915-9542. 800-915-9542. 800-915-9542. Rates are at all-time lows. We'll shop over 30 top-rated companies to get you the best possible rates. Term life insurance. It's the perfect way to protect the quality of your family's lifestyle. You and your husband both need term life insurance, so call now for a free quote for the both of you. 800-915-9542. 800-915-9542. 800-915-9542.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names.
Really? Yeah.
They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
If you're struggling to find reliable senior living information for your mom or dad, then call or go online to get the free help you need during this turbulent time. Call now, 800-471-5173, 800-471-5173.
One game at a time. Take advantage of the bright sunshine. One game at a time. Need and hunting down yesterday's sorrow.
Welcome back to the PM Show Weekend Edition on CRN. The great baseball legend Ron Cey performing for us as a guest, as also singing here. I'm Michael Horn, along with the one and only Mr. Fred Dreyer.
Thank you so much, Michael. With us is six-time All-Star third baseman and World Series co-MVP Ron Cey. Ron, thanks for hanging in there with us.
Thanks, guys. I just want to say you guys are piling up my royalties today. Thank you so much.
Just for you, Ron. That's why we're doing it.
Those European residuals will come flying in. You know what? This is a website, so this goes all around the world.
Yeah, this is the new album, Ron Cey's Greatest Hits. The record company just remastered this for you, Ron, and we're pushing them out again.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's only been 36 years.
That's it.
We still remember.
Still hits, I'm telling you.
Ron, there's a lot of, when something like this happens, everybody's, running down the street with their head in their hand, and they're trying to speculate as to what the changes are, what they should be, and who's coming, who's going. There's a lot of, there's a couple of free agents on the Dodgers. Hanley Ramirez, I think, there's a situation with Andre Ethier. What do you think? What do you see for the future with the Dodgers here?
I don't see a future here for both of them. I think I'd love to have Hanley back, but I think it would have to be at our price. I don't think, according to what I read, that we're going to be able to even match the preliminary offer. Maybe I'm wrong. But I think Hanley would probably have better offers going someplace else. He's still a terrific player, but I just don't think that the money that he'll command probably for a long-term contract would be something the Dodgers would want to do. Now, I don't work in the front office as far as that making those kind of decisions is concerned, but that's just my gut feeling. As far as Andre Ethier is concerned, Andre has pretty much been relegated to the fourth outfielder, the backup guy. Mm-hmm. And when you have the ability to make the kind of money that he's making, those guys don't sit on the bench. And in order for us to, free that up, however they would, I don't see Andre being back here. I think we've got to make some changes, and it's not necessarily saying that Andre couldn't fit into that position, but when a guy makes the money that he does, you're talking about a starter in the outfield.
Right. Hanley's also, I think, a history of injuries that I think also hurt his chances of staying around, don't you think?
Yeah, I just think that, look, he was looking for a breakout year like a lot of guys are when it comes down to their final year and they're opting for free agency. That kind of a year didn't happen for him. But I think based on the career that he's had to this point, I think there's probably going to be a few guys that are probably going to be in a better position to take on that contract. Once again, I said I could be wrong, but that's my feeling about that.
What do you think? What do you think his replacement is going to be?
Well, we don't have a replacement. Hanley's got too big of a bat at shortstop for us to replace in the moment. Rojas is a terrific defensive player. He's a good utility player, but offensively he cannot give you the production that Hanley Ramirez can. So you're going to have to wait and see where other clubs and other players who are available, how that fits in.
Yeah, I would think that would be a priority for them to go out into the free agent market and see who's available for a shortstop. So we're talking with Ron Cey, six-time All-Star, Dodger third baseman. Ron, if you were looking at this team right now, what would the tweaks be for you?
I think we just talked about them. Ramirez and Ethier.
Those are two.
I would be surprised that if they would be back. I think that we have to do. We have to take another look at the bullpen. It's a high-priced bullpen. We paid dearly for it, as we did the entire salary of our club. But the bullpen overall this year did not perform, and some of those players that we had paid that money to didn't even make the postseason roster, first round wise. So I think there's some work to do.
So it's going to be what you would think is going to be a busy offseason for the Dodgers in the free agent market, and also with bringing up players from their farm system. Then.
Well, true. Utility player-wise, I think we're in really good shape. I thought Ben Slyke and Turner.
Turner was a steal, wasn't he?
Turner was great.
Really
Turner was great, and I think we got a lot more out of Van Slyke than I thought we would have.
Yep.
But when we had the situation, the dilemma that we had in the outfield with trying to balance four outfielders and give them equal playing time until they separated themselves from the pack and told you who was going to be playing every day.
Ronnie, hang on just a second here. Ron Cey is with us. We've got a quick break. Come back with Ron Cey. We'll wrap things up here on CRN. Fred Dreyer.
Your home of great comedy, The Showroom at South Point presents.
Here's Arnold Schwarzenegger narrating a National Geographic movie.
Then the bumblebee.
Pablo Francisco.
He's flying around in the circle.
October 10th through the 12th. Tickets at the box office. Online at SouthPointCasino.com or charged by phone. 702-797-8055. Pablo Francisco.
Tony, okay, let me tell you something, okay?
At the South Point. Must be 18 or over.
First you get the letters, okay, and then you get the power.
How do you like the sofa?
The Winter Dance Party returns to the South Point Showroom. The #1 unofficial tribute show for Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, the Big Bopper.
Hello, buddy.
It's the Winter Dance Party. October 17th through the 19th. Tickets available now at the box office. Online at SouthPointCasino.com or charged by phone. 702-797-8055. The Winter Dance Party at the South Point.
Oh, baby, that's the one I like.
Hi, folks. This is Larry Minetti, and many of you out there suffer from skin problems. Well, I've been telling you for months how to solve that problem. It's called Herpanacin. It's the most unique and effective formula on the market. It cleans your skin from the inside out. It gets rid of all kinds of acne on your back, your neck, your face, so you can feel and you could look like a movie star. Herpanacin is a natural supplement. It was created by Dr. Wayne Diamond and his staff, and trust me, this really works. I've been on these supplements for over a year now and never had a problem. There is no reason in the world to wake up and be afraid to look in the mirror. You trust Larry. Just try it. Call 888-467-4200. 888-467-4200.
Do you have unfiled tax returns or owe the IRS or state more than $10,000? If you don't take action now, your tax problem is going to get worse, much worse. Seizure of property, bank levies, wage garnishments, and potential criminal prosecution. And if you owe the IRS back payroll taxes, chances are you will be visited at your home or business by an IRS agent. Don't become paralyzed by fear. Take action now. Call the experts at U.S. Tax Shield for help. Our team of experienced tax attorneys can get you protected. Stop collections and negotiate a permanent settlement with the IRS and state, potentially saving you thousands of dollars. At U.S. Tax Shield, our tax advisors will review your case for free, inform you of your rights, and give you a guaranteed quote. No games and no tricky upsells. That's why we have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and thousands of satisfied clients. Put an end to your torment. Get protected. Get the Shield. Call U.S. Tax Shield now at 800-211-8753. That's 800-211-8753. 800-211-8753.
What's the secret to great business trips? Choice Hotels, where you'll find everything a business traveler needs, like a generous rewards program. And right now, when you take 2 separate trips at Comfort Inn or any Choice Hotel, you can earn 1 night free. Stay for business at Choice Hotels and book now at choicehotels.com. Great endings begin here. Free night based on an 8,000-point Choice Privileges reward night at over 1,500 hotels. Valid 9/4/14 through 11/12/14. Requires registration and 2 separate qualifying stays. Other terms and conditions apply. Details at choicehotels.com.
Hi, folks. Fred Dreyer here for Regenix. Do you have hair and scalp issues? Is your hair thinning? Is it fragile? Is it breaking off? Is it falling out? Do you have more skin on the top of your head than you'd like? Well, if you do, there's only one place for you, and that's Regenix. Why, you ask? Because they take the time to analyze and explain to you what is happening and why. This September will be the beginning of my 8th year as a Regenix customer. I could not be more satisfied. So go to the phone and punch in 1-800-REGENIX. That's 1-800-REGENIX, or go to Regenix.com.
Are we out of Ron Say hits? There's got to be a greatest hits album.
No, that's it. That was one record.
No, 2. There were 2 hits there.
There's 2 records.
We'll find some
one
more.
Record, 2 sides.
Then we'll bring Ron Say back. We have baseball legend Ron Say with us, the PM Show Weekend Edition on CRN Digital Talk Radio, the one and only Sultan of Safeties, 2 safeties in 1 game, superstar, Mr. Hunter, and all the other great roles he created on television, motion picture, and stage, the one and only Mr. Fred Dreyer.
You know, I didn't cut an album when I was playing.
Did you ever sing? Have you ever?
Yeah, on Ed Sullivan's show, on the Christmas show.
When you were on the...
All I Want for Christmas Is My 2 Front Teeth.
We've got to dig that one up because
you'll
now
find it. Believe me.
We'll put that with Ron Say.
Help me, please.
Yeah, no, it's unbelievable. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
It's classic.
But it's not too late for me. I think I can cut another album.
Ron, it's a live recording on the stage of the Ed Sullivan Theater, so he actually performed live.
Yeah, and I got a close-up look at Ed Sullivan. That's another story.
Did he ever sing 7th Inning Stretch in Chicago?
Oh, yeah. You know something? I've never done that. I always loved to do that.
People listen to me twice doing that.
God bless
you. Have your
you.
own audience. It was unbelievable.
Let me just ask you an off-the-record question here, because I loved you. I'm a Dodger fan for life, and you did so much for the Dodgers, and it was a sad day when you were traded in Chicago. But I got to ask, what was it like playing there? Because I've gone and seen some games there. What was it like playing there with those fans at Wrigley Field? What was that experience like?
We had a great time. Dallas Green, who came over from Philadelphia, put a team together in a real hurry, and we actually won a divisional title in 1984 and lost the final game of the NLCS in '84 that kept the Cubs from going to the World Series. Little ground ball go awry through Leon Durham. Otherwise, we'd have been playing Detroit in the World Series.
Yeah, I remember that.
We had a great time there, and my wife was from Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
So I had an opportunity to go to some place that was probably the easiest to make a transition to. I can tell you that the day games can really wear you out. I hope they switch to night games at some point in time, but playing in Wrigley Field was a real treat.
Yeah, it looks like it's an awful lot of. What was it, 34,000 people that they
about that, yeah,
about 34, and they're in the process now, I think, of trying to renovate that stadium to the point where they may piss off the people across the street in the buildings over there.
Yeah, I think there's plans to do that.
Yeah, that would be to me. I think if that park was exactly the way it was, but just another 15,000 seat more, it'd be a perfect place. It's a great old time ballpark.
Yeah, it is.
Listen, where do we go now? Where do we go here? Let's. We're looking at the playoffs here. We were talking here, during the break. The Kansas City Royals stole 7 freaking bases. That's unbelievable in a playoff.
7 different guys, too.
7 different guys. I mean,
what's that all about?
Well, look.
Yeah, they ran wild. Now, one of the reasons I do believe is Oakland's catcher got banged up early in the game, and so they felt like they were going to take as much advantage of that as possible. But you still got to get on base to do that, and it was a crazy 12-inning game, wasn't it? Something like that.
Yeah, it was a long one.
Can you envision Oakland's roller coaster year?
What is that about?
Cespedes. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah,
do you make that trade? I guess you do. I mean, if you're Billy Beane, I mean, that's a hell of a shake of the dice, isn't it?
What you mean, to get the two pitchers?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And I that was a great move. And Detroit made one too for Price. And what's interesting is that after now the media gets a hold of this, they pretty much write Detroit into the World Series with all their pitching.
Right.
And Oakland's pitching staff and Detroit's pitching staff go in the tank almost at the same time. And both these teams struggled down the stretch, and both got knocked out early.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, we never talk about the press, but the press does play a role in this. If I hear one more person tell me that Clayton Kershaw is Sandy Koufax, I mean, please, he's Clayton Kershaw, and he's creating his own thing. And the pressure that goes down on this, and I know that a good player doesn't let it happen, but it still is out there, and the fans build up on it, and then you get all this armchair quarterbacking.
Look, the comparison is fair. Give Clayton the benefit of the doubt. He's put together an unbelievable career to this point. He's got a few things that he needs to correct and get better at.
Oh, he's going to be terrific.
He's going to have a lot longer time than Andy did to correct him.
Yeah, he's going to be fine. And interesting thing is that he's the only guy that's won 4 straight Cy Young over in the entire league. Not just in the National League, but in all of baseball.
Earned run titles. He's won 4 in a row.
4 in a row. That's amazing to me.
Yeah, but I mean, he's had incredible statistics. You once again, the dominance of Game 1. He gave up 2 hits, 2 runs through 6. His second appearance, he gave up 1 hit, no runs, and made a little mistake in the 7th inning. You know what? He was that close to breaking that door down, and they got slammed shut on him.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier, it's going to be an obstacle until he can clear that slate and get through that door that he just got knocked down in front of again.
What do you? You got 4 teams left.
Yeah. Who do you see in the series?
How is the shakeout for?
Yeah. What's happening?
Well, Baltimore's playing great.
Yeah.
Any way you look at it, but if you were going to tell me that the Kansas City Royals were going to sweep the Angels after the Angels went through the season with the best record in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't think there's going to be a little heat over there on that too, you can't be the best record in baseball and get swept in the first round of the series.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with that.
Yeah.
Plus, you just came out of a division that played really well.
Yep.
Seattle had a great year. They were in it until the end. They could have flipped Oakland.
Yep.
In their topsy-turvy little thing in the end. And you say, okay, these guys are battle-tested. They're playing great competition within their own division. Last month, they should be sharp, and it didn't turn out that way.
Who do you like in the Giant Cardinal series?
Yeah, who do you like there? Both of my favorite teams, I might add. Yeah,
both going to be really tough because they're both really scrappy.
Yeah,
and they've got enough pitching. Both of them got enough pitching to give each other problems. I look at low-scoring games, tight games, one-run games. And the Giants have peaked and played well. Washington had a great year too. They had the best record in the National League, and the Giants, beat them back. So they're both. It's going to be really interesting.
Might be the best series, that Giants-Cardinal series. They're going to beat each other up. It'll be the
7 games.
I say the Giants will win, and then, of course, the world champions will be the Kansas City Royals. There you have it for me.
Well, that's interesting.
And I'll be playing Ron Say songs all the way through on that, by the way, if that happens.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Ron, we really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. As always, maybe I'll see you at the stadium here next year. And in the meantime,
come into the studio, Ron. We'll take you out to dinner afterwards.
Yeah, we're down to Bob's Big Boy.
Expense accounts there?
Yeah, he's got an expense at Bob's Big Boy.
Some great
all the
salmon
flapjacks,
and
all the flapjacks you can eat.
This Fred Dryer menu.
Terrific.
We'll get that set up for you.
IHOP, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Good.
Thanks a lot, Ron.
Hey, thanks, Mike.
The great Ron Say, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with more. It's the weekend edition of the PM Sports Show with Fred Dryer.
This week only at Lumber Liquidators, you can have the look of hardwood for less with over 60 varieties of laminate flooring on sale now for up to 65% off. Get classic oak styling with the durability and easy installation of laminate with donor oak laminate for just 29 cents a square foot, plus unbelievable deals on vinyl, bamboo, and hardwood floors. So go to lumberliquidators.com today to find the store nearest you. Special 15-month financing is available. But hurry, these amazing deals end Tuesday. Fall flooring season is here. Why aren't you?
Tomcat kills up to 12 mice per bait block, faster than Decon. What will we do with all of these dead mice? Tomcat presents Dead Mouse Theater, and the critics are raving. They solved my mouse problem and renewed my faith in theater. I like my mice dead, but dead mice that can act are even better. Tomcat got the mice out of my walls, onto the stage, and into my heart. Dead Mouse Theater, open to the public this fall at tomcat.com. Tomcat. Engineered to kill. 1 ounce bait block based on no choice lab tests. Time from lethal dose to death.
Hi, this is Fred Dreyer telling you to sign up for FanDuel and win cash this weekend. Chris from Detroit has won over $656,000 playing fantasy sports at FanDuel.com. FanDuel.com is the leader in one-week fantasy football leagues for real money with immediate cash payouts. Entry fees start at just $1. No season-long commitment, no upfront fees. Play each week or whenever you want. FanDuel is paying out more than $10 million every single week this NFL season. But you have to play to win, so sign up today. Go to FanDuel.com and click on the microphone in the upper right-hand corner. Use my code DRYER and sign up now. And as a new user special, FanDuel will match your first deposit dollar up to $200. That's up to $200 free. Offer is only good for the first 50 people that use my code DRYER. FanDuel.com, where every week is a new season. That's FanDuel.com, code word DRYER.
DM Show Weekend Edition on CRN Digital Talk Radio. Star of our show, Sultan of Safeties, 2 safeties in 1 game. We do have football going on, we're talking playoffs. Hockey season getting underway tonight. The star of our program here is the man who had 2 safeties in 1 game, the superstar extraordinaire from television, motion picture, stage, and now radio. I'm talking about the one and only Mr. Fred Dreyer.
Thank you so much, Michael Horn, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming back with us. And also a special thanks to Ron Say. It was very nice of him to spend the time with us and give us some insight for the baseball season here. And
going to be some changes on a lot of teams, I'll tell you.
There's going to be a lot of changes. I think there's going to be some surprising moves with the Dodgers myself.
I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah. What's interesting is, if you're another team, wouldn't you have a jaundiced eye with Hanley Ramirez?
Yeah, of course,
he
because of his
misses.
injuries.
He misses 20 games.
Yeah,
a year,
because of his injuries.
Games.
I'll tell you, in the playoffs, it's 2 separate series. Here's the thing. As great as these players are, and I thought Juan Uribe had an incredibly great year, solid at third base, picking up, throwing, defensive great. I thought Adrian Gonzalez, good at first base. But if you're in a playoff series and these guys are batting 107 or 120, and you got a guy like Justin Turner on your bench, if I'm managing, I'm not going to embarrass anybody here on the air, but I'm saying if I'm managing, I'm taking a guy out. Like if they can take Puig out of the lineup, they can take somebody else out who's not hitting and put in somebody that wants to do something, because that's what you need. You got to shake it up. You got to get a win. And you got to do runs. Even D. Gordon, as good as he wasn't hitting anything. I would say every time you get up there, D, lay down a drag bunt, get on base, make it happen, steal a base, do something. Nothing. That's what I'm doing if I'm the manager. But I say that, and I'm going to put that in italics now, because there are 2 styles of managing, because these players make so much money. Sometimes you got to sit back because
it's a different culture.
Exactly. But I like the teams like Kansas City where you can get a manager that makes them run. Mike Scioscia's a guy that can make them run, make them move, make them do things, but even his hands are tied because his team is very much built on stars now as well.
Well, you're talking about something that is a great topic with me. I saw it in football for many, many years. You cannot be paralyzed with star power. And you can't be paralyzed because of criticism.
Thank you.
You must be able to take each game, and certainly in a series, you have more shots than just one in a football game. But you've got to be able to make tough decisions on personnel. And you've got to be able to say, you know something, I got a guy here, Justin Turner, that's been hitting baseballs all over the country for the last 9 months, and I've got to get him into this series somehow. And you got to put him at
thank you
third base or second base.
You're right.
You've got to be imaginative. You've got to get people get the offense moving. You set the table up for the guys coming behind you. He made I think the correct move in putting Puig on the bench the other day and putting Ethier in there, giving him a shot. I
agree with that move.
But the other thing else is this too. Once he made the decision to put Ethier in center field, I thought to myself, it just crossed my mind. Not that I held on to it, but it just crossed my mind. I said, he hasn't played enough recently. In other words, that guy was kind of left on the bench. He wasn't woven into the season when they decided he was going to be the fourth outfielder.
You are right, but I will make another caveat with that one here, because last year he was always mouthing off and he was disgruntled and wanted to play. This year, to his Andre Ethier's credit, there was no negativity. I think mentally he was ready to play, and I think he accepted the role of being that way to go in. So I agree with you in that he hadn't played a lot, but you got to throw him in.
But it doesn't negate the fact that the manager has to look at the people on their bench and say, we've got 15 games left in the season, and then we start the playoffs.
Good point.
We're probably going to play St. Louis, and it's going to be a tough 5-game series. So I've got to get my guys ready. I want to be able to play every person that's productive on my bench. And the Dodgers have been hitting very well. They had the second half, they were one of the top offenses in all of baseball second half.
That's right.
So I got to be able to get Ethier into the game. I've got to be able to get Justin Turner into the game. And, here's what's going to happen. Hanley, you're coming out at the 7th inning. That's what you're going to come out. We got to put that guy in there at second base. What's his name?
Turner.
Rojas. You got to put him at shortstop.
Yeah.
And you got to be able to tell Uribe, I got to get these people in here. And I need power. I got to score runs for Kershaw, and I got to score runs for Greinke. Those two guys are going to throw. Both those pitchers will throw 4 games of the 5.
You're right. And if you're not going to have a starter, he's ready to go in your bullpen. And here, I'm not a stat guy, but I am for the playoffs. So like you're saying, it looks like we might play St. Louis. Maybe we'll play Washington. How do we match up? Who is going to play? Who's been hitting well against these teams? You got to start thinking that way to get those guys ready to go to play because, hey, Gonzalez may have a breakout year, but maybe if you looked at the records, he didn't do well against St. Louis.
Scott Elbert and this Baez kid should have never been on that roster.
Yeah, what was that all about?
How do you do that? How do you bring in Baez and gives up a 3-run homer? And I'm not saying it because he gave it up, but as an afterthought, as a concomitant to the conversation, I'm not putting Baez. I'm not putting Baez on my roster.
Who was it? Joan Baez? Who's Baez?
Yes, it was Joan Baez.
Kumbaya.
Yeah. But
I can't believe that.
You can't do that. You can't do that. And I didn't understand what the thinking was with the use of the bullpen. I didn't get it. I just didn't.
I agree with you.
And there's, there was some things there from leadership quality comes from the manager. But the players have to be accountable. And, we have another segment coming back here?
Yeah, we do.
All right, we'll finish this up in the next segment.
All right, we're going to take a little break, come back with more here on CRN Talk.
Your neck itch over there?
Yeah, I just rub it. It's a post-game conference. I got to rub my neck here, right? It makes me a little nervous. Yeah. It is. Let's continue spin in. That's the one and only Fred Dreyer. Email Fred incoming at crntalk.com.
Yeah, email me.
Email.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Experience a luxury boutique hotel escape in the heart of Laguna Beach, California. With the finest art gallery, shopping, dining, and nightlife just steps from your door. The heart of Laguna Beach, the edge of the sea. It's the Inn at Laguna Beach. Enjoy our comfortable rooms, blending the style of a timeless beach bungalow with the modern comforts of today. 70 newly appointed guest rooms and suites await you at the Inn at Laguna Beach. Then, relax at the rooftop bar, where you'll indulge in breathtaking views of the ocean. For dining, you'll find libations and local cuisine on the California coastline, including dining at the legendary Las Brisas, a Southern California landmark. The Inn at Laguna Beach, footsteps from room to village to sea, located in the heart of Laguna Beach. The Inn is within walking distance of all that Laguna Beach has to offer. No car required. The Inn at Laguna Beach, 211 North Coast Highway in Laguna Beach, California. Call 800-544-4479 or visit innatlagunabeach.com.
Homeowners, there's never been a more affordable time to help protect your home and loved ones. You can now get a $100 Visa card from Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, with the installation of a new ADT monitored system. Call Protect Your Home today at 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954. Call now. 36-month monitoring contract required. General terms and conditions apply. Visit protectyourhome.com/terms.
Chuck Lauder here, host of the original Talkback. Noon to 2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time, 3 to 5 out there on the East Coast. You know, we cover everything you need to know to keep up with what they don't want you to know. Talkback, CRN, Digital Talk, noon to 2 Pacific Daylight Savings Time.
PM show, weekend edition on CRN Digital Talk Radio. We got to expand the show to 2 hours. You got much too much to talk about. The star of our show, Sultan of Safeties, Hollywood star extraordinaire, the one and only Mr. Fred Dreyer, who you're a big fantasy football guy, aren't you, Fred?
I love FanDuel.
FanDuel.com. You know, it's been a tough year for fantasy football players because when you get the injuries and people go down, there's suspensions, there's injuries, and, and then people that you think are going to play well and they don't. With FanDuel, you can change your picks every week here and put a different team together, can't you?
Yeah, you can.
You leave those problems behind and get a brand new team every week when you go to FanDuel, FanDuel.com. Now, why do you like it so much?
Well, look, the leader in 1 week fantasy football leagues for real money with immediate cash payouts is FanDuel.
Check this out. John Storrs 3 weeks ago. He's from New Jersey. He won $60,000. His first time playing weekly fantasy football on FanDuel.
I got to talk to him. I want to talk to that guy.
I want
to talk to the guy from Detroit who won $650,000.
Exactly.
That's the guy I would like to talk to him. You know why? I want to know how he handicaps.
You know, Courtney
because if that guy could do it,
yeah,
anybody can do it. But you got to be able to sign up in order to do it.
Entry fees start at just $1, by the way, for FanDuel. The money is real, and the entry fees start at $1.
Go to FanDuel.com and click on the microphone up in the right-hand corner. As soon as you click on the screen, the microphone will pop up. You'll see it. Use my code name Dreyer, D-R-Y-E-R, and sign up right now.
D-R-Y-E-R. Dreyer is the code name because that's the new user special. What's that all about?
Well, look, FanDuel will match your first deposit dollar up to $200. You put one down, they'll match it. You put four down, so forth and so forth, all the way up to $200.
They'll give you $200.
$200 free. Now, it's only good for the first 50 people that use my code Dreyer. Don't forget to use my code Dreyer, D-R-Y-E-R. FanDuel.com. Every week is a new season. That's FanDuel, FanDuel.com. Sign up today.
Now, I got to ask you a question because you were kind of touching on this with Ron saying I could see you kind of maybe touch some nerves or whatever. But when Kershaw was pitching that first game and just grooving the ball over the plate, you mentioned that it's the catcher's duty to go out on the mound to talk to him. You wanted A.J. Ellis to go out there. That didn't happen. What's that all about? Well, you wanted to make a point there. What were you talking about?
Well, look, and this is this I think is all a part of how what the philosophy of the manager and the pitching philosophy is. And that is the whole sport's about pitching and getting that ball on the edges of the plate and getting people to hit it off the handle or off the end of the bat. And Kershaw's great at that, certainly. But once suddenly a pitcher starts grooving fastballs over the heart of the plate, and these hitters who aren't missing 1, 2, 3 straight shots hit hard, squared up, right up the middle.
Yep.
You got to call a timeout. You got to send somebody. The catcher goes out and say, "Hey, pal, we got you're all right," and you got to correct that. And then if it doesn't get corrected, here comes the pitching coach. I haven't seen Rick Honeycutt come to the mound.
I didn't see him once during.
I haven't seen. Was he at the game?
I believe he was.
I
think he was at the. I think he was getting some Dodger dogs. I don't know. Someone was there.
Well, I don't know what the heck was going on, but to me, leadership comes with how you handle the game. Now, if you watch the Cardinal catcher, Yadier Molina, you watch what he did. The color commentators even said it. He said, "Look at the way he is slowing it down. Look how he just takes his time walking out and walking back.
Change the momentum.
Look how he tells the team, we're okay. We've got everything under control. Just relax and settle down for a minute." He's the coach on the field. He's the manager. He's the pitching coach on the field.
All right, don't forget, everybody, we're out of time here, but go to FanDuel.com, FanDuel.com. They'll match it, put the microphone, click it, hit the code word there, put it in dryer, and you can play that game up to $200. They'll match it for you.
How can we be out of time?
I don't know, we are, but you can also go to Regenix.com and send a sample of your hair. And if you're losing your hair, they'll tell you how to turn everything around. REGENIX, Regenix.com, or 1-800-REGENIX. Final thoughts from Fred Dryer.
Well, you can use the Regenix while you're doing FanDuel.
That's pretty good. I like that.
That's a good one. Bye, folks.
Which was most appropriate because that was your theme.
Are you tired of hearing your favorite talk radio show sound like this? What if you could hear your favorite shows in crystal clear, high-definition digital sound? Well, with CRN Digital Talk Radio's 6 channels of high-definition radio, you can now hear all of your favorite hosts like you've never heard them before in CRN HD. The difference is amazing. Catch your favorite political hosts like Dennis Prager, Tom Hartman, Barry Farber, and so many more. Entertainment and lifestyle programming like The Robert Conrad Show, The What's Cooking Show, and The What's Cooking on Wine Show, all in true CRN HD audio. Sports, business, travel, food, wine, politics, there is something for everyone, and it's all available in CRN High Definition Sound. Log on to www.crntalk for listings and information on all your favorite shows. That's www.crntalk.com.
The radio channels. The radio channels. CRN.
With SRN News, I'm Wally Hines in Washington. A Dallas County Sheriff's deputy with a connection to Ebola victim Thomas Duncan has been hospitalized with symptoms of the virus.
I'd like to emphasize that at this time our information is they had not had contact with the patient, but family members, and they had also been inside the apartment.
Frisco Fire Chief Mark Pylan says the sheriff's deputy reported having some symptoms of the virus and was transported this afternoon to a Dallas hospital for monitoring. The original patient, Thomas Duncan, passed away in Dallas early this morning. The government's announced new steps aimed at preventing more Ebola cases from showing up in the U.S. Beginning this weekend, patients from West Africa arriving at 5 U.S. airports will have their temperatures taken. Customs and Border Protection agents also are handing out information sheets to travelers with details of what symptoms to look for and directions to call doctors if they become ill within 21 days. That's the incubation period for Ebola. The first American flown back to the U.S. for treatment of Ebola this summer has donated blood to the freelance photojournalist now being treated for the virus in Nebraska. Ashoka Mukpo has been given blood plasma containing antibodies from Dr. Kent Brantley.
This is not like giving penicillin for pneumonia. This is where we're going to see a dramatic response in a couple of hours.
Such transfusions are believed to help Ebola patients because the survivor's blood contains antibodies to fight the disease. Also at SRMnews.com, Pennsylvania State Police have found a journal left by ambush suspect Eric Freen in which he describes in emotionless detail the killing of a state police trooper and the wounding of another. Lieutenant Colonel George Bivens.
I will tell you, after reading this cold-blooded and absolutely chilling account, I can only describe Eric Freen's actions as pure evil.
Freen also describes his getaway as the disaster, driving his Jeep into a swamp before escaping on foot. This is SRN News.
Have you heard? Proactive Plus is faster and better than ever. Stay tuned for a $1 million bottle giveaway, and you'll also receive free shipping. Do you have troubled skin? Acne? Well, we have great news. With Proactive Plus, your acne can heal, and you can help prevent new breakouts from happening. Don't miss this limited time offer. Give us a call at 800-360-9200 because we're going to let 1 million people try Proactive Plus risk-free and get 2 free gifts and also receive free shipping when you call right now. You heard it. This offer won't last long. So call Proactive Plus now and you'll receive a 60-day risk-free trial of Proactive Plus, 2 free extras, and free shipping. Call 800-360-9200. This is our exclusive radio offer, never on TV. Get your risk-free 60-day trial of Proactive Plus with free shipping. That's right, free shipping. Don't wait. Call 800-360-9200. That's 800-360-9200.
The Supreme Court heard oral arguments today in a case involving hourly workers. SRN's Linda Kenyon has that story.
The case involves 2 former warehouse workers who filled orders for customers of internet retailer Amazon.com. They say they had to wait up to 25 minutes in security lines at the end of every shift. The security checks were put in place to make sure that employees were not walking out with any of the merchandise. A federal appeals court ruled last year that the workers deserve to be paid for their time. But several of the Supreme Court justices seemed to voice doubt during the oral arguments in the case that is testing whether existing federal labor laws entitle workers to compensation for such routine security measures. Linda Kenyon, SRN News, Washington.
The federal government's budget deficit has fallen to $486 billion. Sounds like a lot of money, but it is the smallest pool of red ink since President Obama took office. This is SRN News. A Texas judge has tentatively set a December 1st trial date for Vikings star running back Adrian Peterson on a charge of felony child abuse for using a wooden switch to discipline his 4-year-old son. And it's ordered Peterson to stay away from his son until then.
The court is entering a deal that for the particular child involved, he will have no contact until this is resolved. Everything else is standard.
Attorney Rusty Hardin. Peterson did not enter a plea at today's proceedings, but through an attorney said he would plead not guilty. The Pentagon says U.S. and coalition airstrikes have forced some Islamic State militants out of the Syrian border town of Kobani, but Rear Admiral John Kirby says the town may yet fall to the extremist control because air power alone won't be able to prevent it. Kirby says the Pentagon does not plan to ask President Obama to commit U.S. ground forces to that fight. More details at srnnews.com. From Washington, I'm Wally Hines.
Homeowners, now is the season to be thinking about your roof because all it takes is one storm to turn a small roof problem into a major leak. If it's time for a new roof, call Sears at 888-465-9720. You can save $500 if you call right now. Sears licensed fully insured contractors can get your roofing job done right. Just call 888-465-9720. Sears has a variety of shingles and styles that are built for long-lasting performance, and you'll save $500 if you call now. So call Sears for a free in-home consultation at 888-465-9720. Hurry, offer ends soon. Not available in all areas. Installation provided by Sears authorized licensed contractors. License information available upon request. That's Sears Roofing. Call right now and save $500. Call 888-465-9720. 888-465-9720. Call Sears now and get that roof repaired. Call 888-465-9720.
Hi, this is Bill Martinez. Join us every Monday through Friday from 9 to noon Eastern when we're covering the issues that matter most to you. From Obamacare, the latest from Russia, the Middle East, Israel, immigration, and more. We're talking with the policy and political experts so you can be better informed. It's Bill Martinez Live, brought to you in part by my friends at Good News Tax Relief. Let them help you get your peace of mind back by dealing with the IRS for you. Proven experience, proven results. Call 800-255-7500.
Well, Einstein once explained his theory of relativity in a way that non-mathematical geniuses could understand. He said, an hour in the arms of a lover feels like a minute. A minute sitting with a bare behind on a hot stove will feel more like an hour. John LeBoutelier, it feels like 3 years since I talked to you last, not 3 weeks. Welcome back.
I know, Barry. Thank you. I was away, as you know, and so happy to be back and back on the show. Thank you. Got a lot of stuff going on.
And